right. Let's talk about this PlayStation community, man. Let me tell you something, man. It's some weirdos in the PlayStation community, right?
A bunch of weirdos is what he said, man. You PlayStation fanboys ain't nothing but an embarrassment to the gaming community. You even got Puertorock77 telling you that the console wars is over, and yet you guys still keep going on with this garbage. Like, what's wrong with you people, man?
Hey, like I said again, man. I think some of y'all, some people in the PlayStation community are even dumber than the Xbox fanboys, right?
Oh, let him cook now. Let him cook.
Because at least with the
he's
Xbox
cooking, y'all.
fanboys, they experience pain firsthand. I'm them ignoring it, but they were going through it for the first time, and it is what it is. PlayStation fans, you don't have that excuse. You don't.
Games still with another W. Remember when I told you guys that PlayStation will be going in the same direction as Xbox? Remember when they started putting games on PC and they kept announcing it? Oh, just a few games. And I'm like, this is starting to sound exactly the same as to what happened with Xbox fanboys during the Xbox One generation. And now look what's happening with y'all. All you guys can continue to do is cope. And Puertorock, this might be the only video that I ever agree with you on. Because at the end of the day, he is cooking y'all asses in this video, man. You know, there's even people in his comment section telling him, keep hope alive. What hope do you have, people? The proof is right in front of your faces. And yet you going to sit there and still deny this?
Don't get to have we didn't know better. No, you know. Because you saw someone else go through it.
Oh.
You saw Xbox day by day.
But see, with Puertorock, you should have known too. Because even though these guys might not know much about Sega, but you see what happened with Sega too. You just didn't think. You had the confidence to think that PlayStation wouldn't do the same thing. And that was your downfall. You went down the rabbit hole with them. He finally climbed out of the hole. The rabbit is still stuck down there. That's the rest of you ponies, still looking for carrots. And that's fine. Microsoft will still continue to throw you some. But man, it's over. The console wars is over. Now you guys are going to start bragging about how many hardware sales that you have, how many games sell on our platform in comparison to yours. But at the end of the day, that doesn't take away the fact that your platform is full third party.
We go through it. And not only did you see him go through it, you talk shit. We all talk shit, right? And we make fun of them.
I mean, at least he's admitted it.
We bragged about what we knew what was going to happen and all that stuff. Now, PlayStation, little by little, is doing the same shit. We see the same signs. But for some reason, you guys are like, oh, no, wait, that's different. Oh, no, that's not what that means. You're doing the same damage control tactic.
I would go as far to say that it's worse because Xbox gamers, they seen it coming. Yeah, they did cope for a while, but after the 4 games thing, they kind of just accepted it, right? But you PlayStation fanboys, y'all saying it's just live service and subscription, MLB is what forced the license, and all this other garbage that y'all keep spewing. Oh, it wasn't Sony, they had nothing to do with that game. Same thing y'all said about Lego Horizons. It was the people at Legos. Sony did not publish that game. Namco Bandai is the one that's publishing everybody's Hot Shot Golf, and then Sony never owned it. Like, these are the things that y'all were saying.
That the Xbox did, which is weird because you know firsthand it didn't work for them. Why are you guys doing something
Let them cook
didn't
now.
work for the Xbox guys? And
Let him
it's gonna
cook.
Let's recap. For those who are not sure what's going on, Sony posted a new shaping and executing the global commercial strategy for PlayStation Studio software titles across all digital platforms beyond PlayStation hardware, including Steam, Epic Game Store, Xbox, Nintendo, and mobile. This role is
the way he said Xbox
responsible for optimizing title profitability, ensuring cross-functional alignment, and leading a high-performing team focused on multi-platform expansion.
Wow. You know, ponies, they really thought they picked up the PS5 for exclusives. We try to warn you, man. Game's still with another W, man. I have a whole cabinet of W's from single-handedly destroying. I mean, imagine if he had me on a debate. You know, the best thing that ever happened to him that he didn't invite me on, I would have had these same talking points, and he would even look far worse than what he does now. But at least he's admitting it. At least he's telling you, PlayStation fanboys, that this is what's going on, man. Now he's actually being forthcoming with this information and not trying to hide behind, oh, it's live service, it's this, it's not going to be single-player narrative, and all this other garbage that you guys keep spewing. Just admit that PlayStation is full third party.
Mid-range commercial planning and platform partner management. Let's talk about this overview. This is the overview thing. This is it, right? Let's look at some key terms. We're going to read it from the beginning. Reporting to the vice president. So you're going to report to the vice president. Commercial management as a senior director of multiple role in shaping and executing. All right. So that shape and execute, right? That means they're going to do something. They're going to shape, right, and execute the global commercial shaping. That means when this person gets hired, this person will be like, all right, let me see what I got to do. Let me come. No. Does it say experimental titles only? No. Does it say indie titles only? No. It just says PlayStation Studio software titles.
Yep, and that's just in general. That can mean anything. And that's what we've been trying to explain to you guys, man. That can be Spider-Man, Horizon, Last of Us, right? See, this is what you guys don't understand, man. You really thought Sony wasn't going to do this, man. And like I said, man, these games have become, I've told y'all, they're becoming way too expensive. There's just not enough people buying them on just one singular platform. So they're going to have to expand on these concepts. Oh, but Nintendo don't have to, because Nintendo's not making AAAs, bro. Like I've said before. They're doing AA games, walking out with AAA money. That's not even a fair comparison. And on top of that, you're not even a home console. You're a portable device. Like, you Nintendo fanboys are stupid. Oh, but they don't. Nintendo makes cheap games. They can afford to do that. But I can guarantee if Nintendo made AAA games in the same fashion as Microsoft and Sony, no matter how well they sold, these are the type of practices that they would have had to partake in. Y'all know that.
Right? Is Spider-Man a PlayStation software title? Yes. Is Helldivers 2 a PlayStation software title? Yes. Is God of War a PlayStation software title? Yes. These are all PlayStation software titles. So now let's go back. You got someone who's going to be a senior director.
Wow,
and
he's
they're going to play
cooking,
a critical role in shaping and executing
bunch of
a
weirdos.
commercial strategy for PlayStation software titles, all these games, across all digital platforms beyond PlayStation hardware.
Yep.
And it's including Steam, Epic Game Store, Xbox, Nintendo Mobile. Let's go back to this.
Yo, they really trying to expand on that because they don't want Microsoft to just come into the gaming landscape and just take over everything. This is Sony's way of saying, no, you're going to also support and see our games in these forefronts too. Because if Microsoft goes, because this strategy is very dangerous. See, that's what you guys don't understand. Because they don't want Microsoft to be the market leader in regards to people. I mean, it kind of is already with the titles that they have, like Call of Duty. Sony needs to come in and be like, no, we have good titles too. You need to support us on no matter what platform you're playing on. This strategy is very dangerous. There was no way that Sony was going to be able to pull this off with this exclusivity strategy that they had on PlayStation 5 when most gamers ain't even buying them.
Paragraph, because this is like where you guys having a problem. We are talking about somebody that's going to be a senior director, and this senior director, and nothing here says it's limited to live service game. It just says PlayStation Studio software. Right?
Yeah, the pony stables are in shambles, man. You know, I try to warn you guys. You guys kept calling me an Xbox fanboy. You kept telling people like myself that we don't know what we're talking about. And like I said, GameStop with another W because I called this out before anybody. And I have friends that I've talked to for years that have called this out. Make sure you guys go check out All Eyes on Jet. I remember him talking about this 10 years ago, and y'all all laughed at him. And the people that they know, oh, you know that he told you that, but you're going to sit there and reject that. Just like you're rejecting this new information where it's official that PlayStation is full multi-platform.
The role is accountable for optimizing title profitability.
Essentially what they're telling you is that they're doing it for money. I mean, it was pretty obvious, guys. I mean, more platforms equals more money. Why do you think third-party games are the only games that mostly chart on these platforms in the first place, especially free-to-play? Do you think Fortnite would be getting the money that it had if they only locked it to one platform, or does it get money because they put it on practically everything? Like, it's common sense, man. Like, you guys are so stupid. You really believed in the concept of exclusivity, people buying it. They didn't even do that back then. A lot of those games that PlayStation 1 and 2 had, a lot of them were made by third-party studios anyway. Because a lot of y'all don't even know the real PlayStation 1 games that Sony actually funded and made. Y'all think Crash Bandicoot was one of y'all games. It was always owned by Universal. Naughty Dog just worked on the games because at the time, Universal needed somebody to work on these projects. That is it.
This role,
and now it's owned by Microsoft. The irony and all that.
Is accountable. The first thing, optimizing title profitability to sell the console. We already heard that, so enough of that. He's done with that. He's not doing that. He wants his studios to make money on the products that they make. Right? This man does not believe in keeping games just to the PlayStation console when those games can make more money elsewhere. That's what.
There you go. But yet you guys kept talking about console sales. Bro, we knew this, man. I knew this from the very beginning when Square told y'all that we didn't make enough money just selling the game on PlayStation. We just did it. Then you started seeing these games popping up on PC, and then you're like, oh no, Sony, they'll do this. You guys were sounding like I told y'all, games with another W. Y'all were sounding like Xbox One fanboys that generation. Remember? You know, oh, y'all don't have exclusives. Those games are on PC. Then you guys went as far to take that narrative, and now look at it. Now that your games are going to be dropping on multiple platforms, now you're no different than what Xbox is. Phil Spencer was right. Y'all owe that man an apology because everything just became an Xbox.
What this man is about. That is what Totoki's about. You guys are holding on to the old PlayStation. I get it.
Ooh.
But let it go. Totoki's not that dude.
Oh.
If that man
you hear that?
Can human traffic your mama.
You hear that, you 50-year-old dinosaurs? Let it go. Let it go. Thank you. Hold on, let's hear that again.
You guys are holding on to the old PlayStation. I get it. But let it go. Totoki's not that dude.
You got, bro, I swear, man. I tell you right now, man, I'm going to have to subscribe to Puertorock. If this is the type of videos that he's making in the gaming community, I'm going to have to say, I'm going to have to agree. And you know, the only reason why he's doing it, because he's been getting a lot of flack off this. And he's like, you know what? I'm just going to take it in the chin. But you have to respect it because you still have a lot of PlayStation fanboys in this community denying it. The proof is right in front of your faces, and you're going to sit there and still continue to lie to yourself. Puertorock ain't doing that. He's probably going to take it for what it is, go to PC, whatever he decides to do, and just end it from right there. You know what I mean? But you guys, man, y'all still, I mean, you can tell by looking at one of his podcasts where his face was just like, yeah, you know, I think PlayStation was, yeah. You could just tell he didn't care, bro. It's done. Get over it.
If that man can human traffic your mama for $1, he would. Okay? Wow. He will traffic your mama. He will have her.
But I love my piece of plastic, you know. I mean, Sony, they care about me. You know, they the reason why I love video games.
Pop a pussy for $1 if you was allowed to do it. Wow. I cut this shit out. All that shit that you guys are coming up with, shut up. Toki's not that guy.
Let him cook.
He sees a product that's made.
Let him cook.
And he wants that product to optimize profitability.
Let him cook.
So he's going to put it on whatever device he can get the most money. He is not looking at PlayStation Studios' responsibility to sell the hardware. He's not doing that. PlayStation Studios is to generate profit with games and game sales. And he's not going to limit those game sales to just PlayStation or even just a PC. He's not doing that. So he's hiring this person, this company. You really think he's not going to use those 11 games to drive revenue? You think he's going to...
But PlayStation care about my feelings. You know, I've been a loyal customer to them since the PlayStation 1. I'm the reason why they even in business. You know, but see, what y'all don't understand, they're not getting paid money off that. Whatever money they got back then is not what's helping them now. And this is what you guys don't understand. I told you little Stone Age gamers to get out of that mess. You little prehistoric dinosaurs. Now you guys are finally extinct and we all laughing at you, man. It's amazing. I love this. All this salt that you guys are providing for the gaming community after being so wrong and all the stances that you guys have been making throughout the years has finally came in and bit you in your behinds.
Nah. I'm new here. We keeping these games in the shelf. We not putting it on Xbox. We're not putting it on Nintendo. You think Sony's gonna pay this dude $300K? And he's not gonna come in and be like, yeah, let's get these titles on Xbox, on Nintendo. So that way they can make money and I can report to my bosses how I made them more money. Really? But Puertorock's just live service games. What goddamn live service games are we talking about? PlayStation doesn't have any.
Oh, that is the biggest burn that I've ever seen, man. Tell him again, bro.
Made them more money. Really? But Puertorock's just live service games. What goddamn live service games are we talking about? PlayStation doesn't have any.
PlayStation doesn't have any. Yo, you know Gran Turismo's coming. No wonder Forza got canceled. That's probably why it happened. Hey, yo, these ponies, man, they losing it, bro. They can't believe it. Hey, yo, he is out here cooking y'all asses.
Helldivers is already on Xbox.
He's like, what live service games are you talking about? Because think about it, even for the ones that are still available, there's still not enough of them. Do you get what I'm saying? Clearly, this is just a strategy for most of, or should I say the vast majority of their titles to push that revenue. Okay? Oh, they're going to just do smaller bro, how are they going to be able to push profit with smaller? That's why Helldivers 2 exists on Xbox, because that is a big profit margin game, which means that a lot of PlayStation games that push big margins on your console will also start pushing bigger margins on Xbox and Nintendo Switch. What do you guys don't understand, man?
Left. But Puertorock's Marathon, bitch. Marathon's already on Xbox. We don't need to pay. Sony doesn't need to pay a guy $300K to get Marathon on Xbox. It's already on there. That's already in the plan.
I told you guys. Remember when I said games still with another W? Remember when I told you guys all the coping that y'all was doing picking up these Xbox games on PlayStation 5, and I told you, I said, no, you need to take that money and go invest it into your own property. And look what happened. I said the more you continue to do that, the more and more you're going to see Sony want to push their games on other platforms.
Game that it's not the only live service game not announced for Xbox is Fair Games. And you're telling me they're opening up this position because of one goddamn game. One game, Fair Games, really? They need him for one game. Bro, stop this shit. Cut your bullshit out.
Wow.
Cut this bullshit out.
This gotta be the realest Puertorock video that I've ever seen, man. I'm telling you, it's so real that I gotta subscribe.
Dude ain't getting paid.
I mean, he put me in a chokehold in the thumbnail, you know, talking about I was scared to meet him in a debate. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was like the, what was it? It was like the thumbnail for Baby Boy. And I'm trying to gasp for air, man. Trying to get out of that Puertorock cold. It's just funny, man. And like I said, if we ever went through at that debate, he would have looked real stupid. He really would have, you know, because look at this. This came out, and like I said, these would have been a lot of my talking points of PlayStation going multi-plat, and he would have even looked worse, you know. But I respect the fact that he's being honest. He's telling y'all. He's letting the community know. He's not trying to sugarcoat it. He's telling you it, no matter how bad it hurts.
Yeah. For goddamn Fair Games to go to Xbox. Let me put Ghost of Tsushima. Nope, not that one. This person's gonna be like, all right, how about The Last of Us 1 and 2? Nope. Ratchet and Clank? Nope.
That's not gonna happen, because then at that point, then what games are they really expanded on? Clearly, there's no restrictions as to what's going on here, man. I mean, PlayStation put one of their most prolific titles on Xbox. I think, what was it? It only took 1 year. Helldivers 2 already dropping on Xbox. I mean, come on, man. Gran Turismo's definitely coming.
Is it on a different, like on Unreal or some other type? Nope. Perfectly fine on Xbox. So it's either going to be Spider-Man first or Horizon Zero Dawn. And the time, and people are going to ask me when, when Puertorock? I will say at least by the end of 2026 next year. Because they're going to need at least a year.
Yeah, so what Sony's going to do, I can already see how they're doing it with the PlayStation 6. They're going to push a lot of their games as cross-generation. Marvel Wolverine, was it, what else they got? I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't even think about the games. Y'all really don't have no games coming out. What games do they have, guys? I'm saying Marvel Wolverine and Intergalactic. Guarantee those games are going to drop on PS5, and then they're going to push a PlayStation 6 version, probably with a 60 FPS update, I would assume, or some better looking version on that system. So, like I said, this is cross-generation, baby. And during that time, I think those games might be timed Maybe, who knows? Maybe 1 year, and then they're gonna drop them on other platforms. It's done, guys. I try to tell you guys, man, that I'm hearing that PlayStation 6 might use Windows operating system. It's done. I try to warn you guys, man. You guys kept calling me an Xbox fanboy. You know, Puertorock has finally seen the light. I guess he will no longer engage in this fanboy garbage, you know. But like you said, he called you a bunch of weirdos, guys. He even went as far to say that even the Xbox guys ain't like y'all. Bunch of talentless freaks, bunch of weirdos. And that's exactly what you guys are. Because y'all gonna still ride this till the wheel falls off. Doesn't even matter at this point. You guys have already made up your mind. You keep lying to yourself. It's like you guys say that you don't know the truth, but you keep lying to yourself. You do know the truth. You just don't think Sony would ever do it to you. That's what's going on here. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Much respect for Puertorock for actually being honest to his community and as well as the gaming community as a whole, because he's the only one really telling the truth as to what's going on here. And everybody else is capping, coping, talking about live service, this, and that. But if they're trying to push profitability, well, you're only going to be able to do that for your most established franchises. And like he said before, which is true, they don't have that many live service and subscription games. Why would they need a new person to do that when they already were doing that already? Like I said, continue to cap PlayStation fanboys, but we all know what's really going on here. Take care.